What's up everyone and welcome to the club. Today we're creating a sketch illustration of Luigi from Luigi's Mansion 3. Now in most of our sketch tutorials, we've always located a light source from the top coming down across our character. But today we're going to explore that light source that comes up from the bottom of our character. Let's begin today's lesson by breaking down the basic shapes before we get into the details. So I'm going to start by adding a guideline coming down the center. So we start at the very top in the middle. It's going to lightly work our way down towards the bottom of our page. Now we move back to the center and draw another line going across from left to right. And these lines are going to help us balance out our drawing. Now I'm going to set up the first part of our drawing with the nose. So from that center point, let's move up. I'm just going to mark off the top of our nose right about here. Now I'm going to measure this distance down towards the bottom and do the same thing. Let's repeat that across this horizontal line. So measuring the distance from the center over towards the left and then over towards the right. Now I want to connect the center point of each mark with a curve to create that circle. Just want to smooth this out as best we can. Now we're going to use this nose as a unit of measure to help us guide the size of the eyes and the rest of the face. So start by adding a gap in between the eyes. So on that center line, let's move over towards the left. Right about here, it's going to mark this off. Now I'm going to measure that distance over towards the right and do the same thing. Now I want to tuck the eyes in behind the nose with an oval. So we'll start with the left side from this line. I'm going to go up towards the top of the eye. Now let's round that out. Come down. Now I'm just going to pull that in towards the side of the nose. Let's draw that same size oval on the right. We want to go up towards the same height. So we're going to add a small guideline going across. Come down and then back in towards the same height. Let's pull the iris and pupil towards the inside. So on the left, we draw a smaller oval, going all the way around. And again, in behind the nose. And then just line that up on the right. Now we want to place the eyebrows on top of the eye. So on the left, we're going to step out. Start by coming in over the eye. Go up and then out towards the top. Let's line this up on the right. Coming across the eye. And then out. Now let's close off the top of the eyebrow with a flatter curve going across. Now we want to add a fold across the inside of the brow, starting right where the eyebrow meets the eye, bend this in and then up. Now let's tuck the mustache in underneath the nose. We're going to start from the left side, just going to bend this around, just going around the eye. I'm just going to curve the mustache coming down. And I want to pull that up in the center, leaving a gap underneath the nose. Go around the right side and then back up. Now underneath the mustache, we're going to draw two straight angle lines coming down the side of the head. Coming down and then in. And you want to place the mouth inside that area. Let's start along the top with a curve. And we just want to shift the mouth slightly. So we're just going to drop this down lower on the left side, round out the corner of the mouth, go up and then in towards the middle, go across, and just going to round out the side of the mouth. Let's add a straight line, go across the center to separate the teeth, and then from the ends, angle this up and out, and come down and out. Now we're going to place that flashlight light source along the bottom of the head. So we're going to start right in the middle, just underneath the mouth. We're going to draw an oval. We're going to stretch this out towards the side, come across the bottom, and then back in. And we want to make sure that we extend this past the side of the head. From the side, bend this down, round out the bottom, and then back up. Now let's follow this line above the mustache, going up and then out to right about there. And then we'll connect the ends with a curve, going up. I'm just going to go across the top of the eyebrows and then back down. Let's add in the hat brim. Starting back on the left, we're going to go straight up, round out the hat brim, go across, and then straight down. Now halfway between the hat brim and the mustache, right about here, we're going to curve the ear. We're going to go up, round out the ear, come down. Now just pull that back in. You want to line that up on the right side. Now we're going to draw the outside perimeter of the hat. Let's start on top of the left ear. It's going to start by bending this out and in. Now I want to determine how high the hat's going to go along the center. So right about there. Let's round this out and just mirror this over on the right side, coming down and then back in. Now we're going to add a little bit more detail across the bottom. Let's start on top of the flashlight on the side, curve the shoulder going up, round this out, and come down in an angle. Let's do the same thing on the right, going up and then come down. In the center, draw two lines coming down the side of the handle. Add a curve across the top of the hand. Now we're going to move up, curve the thumb, going out and then down, and then the finger in the opposite direction. Let's add the straps across the shoulder. Starting from the top left, going out and then down. Step in and then draw that again. Now that we have our rough sketch in place, let's go back and erase some of these guidelines. Now that we cleaned up our drawing, I'm going to go back with a thicker pencil and start adding some more contrast and a little bit more detail. So I want to start with the eyebrows. Start with the top edge, just going up toward the top. And at any point we can modify and correct the shape if we need to. Just making sure that we line this up over on the left and right side. And we just balance out the scale. Let's go back in, just fill the inside of the eyebrows. Now we're just going to work our way around the perimeter of the nose. Now because the light's coming from the bottom, we're just going to go a little bit lighter with the lines across the bottom edge. We want to add that weight of the heavier lines across the top where the shadow areas would be. I'm just going to trace out the inside of the pupil. And just tracing out that iris on the inside. Let's add a small highlight circle on the top of each pupil. And we're going to darken up the inside of the pupil going around that highlight. Now you see that I'm continuously going back and forth from left to right just to make sure we're balancing this out a little at a time. So rather than starting with the entire left face first and trying to mirror it over, it's a lot easier doing this in pieces. I'm just going to wrap the cheeks around the mouth. So I'm going to add a fold on the side. And then bending that in. And then we'll tuck the jawline in underneath. Now I want to separate the teeth with a small line coming up the middle from that center line. Move across, and just working our way up. Let's do the same thing across the bottom. And we're going to add the gum line, just expose it over on the left. We'll lightly shade that in. Now moving up to the top, we'll draw the inside edge of the hat brim. Now on the left side of the head, we're going to add that sweat drop coming down from a point, round at the bottom, and go back up towards the top. I'm just going to add those sideburns. I'm going to add 2 layers, one across the front coming in, step back, and just fold this up underneath the hat brim. I'm going to draw a small oval along the inside of the ear. We're just going to push this towards the outside and the top. And we're just going to darken up the inside edge. Let's do the same thing on the right. I'm going to add some hair coming down the side of the head. And with the body, we're just going to fade all this detail out towards the bottom. Now we can start adding some detail across those shoulder straps. So we'll start with the metal buckles first. And again, just mirroring this over on the left side. We're just going to do one final cleanup before we add some more detail and shading. I'm just going to add a final level of detail, just adding a band going across the top. And we'll add that circle in the center. So I have that stitched edge on the inside of that patch. Now because we're flipping the light source, the highlights will sit along the bottom edge of each shape with the shadows across the top. So let's start with the mustache. I'm going to darken up the tips of the mustache. And we're just going to blend that down into a medium shade. Now the shadows are going to sit along the top of the mustache. So I'm just going to darken that up and then fade that down. So now the light is actually hitting the bottom edge of the mustache. A light tone across the back of that flashlight on the inside. And we're just going to darken up that front strip. Let's darken up the sides. Fade that in towards the middle to create a bit of a highlight. And go darker as we go out. And just adding a light shade. Going darker across the bottom. Now because this light source is above the body, this area down here is going to be in shadow. So let's just darken up that area in behind the flashlight and hands. And we're just going to gradually fade that out towards the shoulders. So the shoulders are going to pick up a little bit of light along the outside. Darken up the back of the hair. Now the earlobes are going to cast a shadow inside the ear. So we're going to darken up the bottoms and then fade that up. So you see a little bit more light hitting the tops of the ears. A little bit of a core shadow along the bottom of the earlobes. Now this is a shadow cast from the face onto the ears. Darken up the sides and then out along the top. Let's add a light shadow across the bottom of the hair and go darker as we come back up. Let's cast a shadow across the cheeks from the mouth. And then we want to bring that shadow across the top of the nose. So let's darken up the top and then fade that down. We're just going to work our way around the sides. Now this nose is going to cast a shadow going up in between the eyes and then fade that up towards the brow. And also the mustache. The mustache and nose will cast a shadow going up. A little bit of reflection inside that sweat. And then cast a shadow across the bottom of the hat. Now we want to leave a little bit of a highlight along the outside edge. So we're just going to trace that out. Go darker and then fade that up. Now the hat brim is also going to cast a shadow going up across the middle and then back down. So just darken up that shadow area. And you just want to feather that out on the ends. Just add a little tint to the eyes, going darker across the bottom. I'm just going to add a little bit of a highlight along the top, so going lighter along the top of the iris. Let's enhance that core shadow around the top of the nose. As I get closer to the end of my drawing, I'm just going to tighten up my shadows and detail, but you're more than welcome to continue to refine your drawing. I hope today's lesson gave you a little more direction on the effects of light and shadow. If you have any requests for future tutorials that'll help you with your artistic journey, you can add it down in the comments below. I want to thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one. What's up everyone, and welcome to our club memberships. Are you ready to take your art skills to the next level? Well, I've got something special just for you. Introducing our channel membership, starting at only $1 per month. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you'll get exclusive access to a world of bonus features and perks that will enhance your journey with me. As a member, you'll be treated to brand new weekly tutorials that are available only to our valued members. Want to learn the latest techniques and dive deeper into the topics I cover? This is your chance. You'll also gain access to our member-only community feed where you can connect with fellow members, share your progress, and participate in exclusive polls. Your voice matters, and I want to hear from you. And let's talk about the perks. You'll receive a set of custom chat emojis to use during our live streams and premieres, adding a personal touch to your interactions with me. Plus, you'll proudly showcase your support with special member badges that highlight your dedication. As a member, you'll get access to future perks I roll out. I'm constantly working behind the scenes to bring you even more exclusive content, surprises, and experiences. So join our channel membership today and become a part of our exclusive community. For just $1 per month, you'll unlock a world of premium content, engagement, and fun. Click that join button now and let's embark on this exciting journey together.